Hey there, how's it going? I was just watching what's been going on in China for the last few days. I study Chinese, and what's happening over there is just unprecedented. I'll talk about it a little bit. But I'm also here to make a channel for tinnitus. And what got me thinking was I just have a question for you. If you had to suddenly get up and go do something really important, save someone from a fire, you know, deliver some medicine to someone who needed it, could you do it? I think you could. Like, what's my point here? Sometimes you're sitting there thinking about your tinnitus, but if you got called into action and you had to do it, you had to perform, you could do it, couldn't you? If you had to ignore your tinnitus for a little while and go and get a child out of the apartment next door because it's on fire, and you're the person who's close enough to where you can get that child safely and grab him and take him out of the apartment, you could do it, couldn't you? So there's a lot you could do. But sometimes, you're so capable of doing so much more, aren't you? But sometimes you just need that impetus, that something that grabs you and makes you get up from your chair and go do something that you need to do. And then you're suddenly this amazing person. So how do we find that, Well, a lot of it is recognizing how much you're capable of versus, because when we get tinnitus and the anxiety and other feelings associated with us, it can kind of shut us down, can't it? It can kind of shut you down, and there you are thinking about the tinnitus all day long. But you know what? You're not going to be when you're saving that baby. You're not going to be thinking about the tinnitus. You're going to save that baby and get them to a safe place, or you know what I mean, something like that. If a car is about to run into you, you're going to jump out of the way, and you're not going to think about the tinnitus. So there's a whole part of our brain that's capable of shifting away from it and just putting the tinnitus somewhere else. And I want to challenge you to find ways to do that. Sometimes if you're just in a really bad spot, maybe you can go to the gym and get on the treadmill and run a mile. Maybe at your fastest. Don't hurt yourself, But there's so much you can do if you set your mind to it. And that's part of what we're doing, is setting our mind, isn't it? To get our mind on something else. And then it's so beautiful when you're able to do that on a regular basis, to just set your mind to doing something, because you'll set your mind off of the tinnitus and you'll do it where you don't even think about it anymore. So, but I just want to challenge you to think about, there's a situation, I'll guarantee you, where that tinnitus can be almost completely out of your mind while you save the baby. What kind of made me think about this? I'm just going to talk a little off topic here. In China, they've had the lockdowns for a long time, and it seems like things are reaching a tipping point. They have people getting out on the streets, thousands, and demonstrating in multiple cities throughout China. And, the Chinese government's trying to suppress the news, and successfully doing it in many cases. But people are out there in the protests. They've got their phone up. They're recording it, taking pictures, sharing it on social media, and it's just impossible to stop. The word is getting out. They're seeing people actually getting out there, and they're saying things like, Yao Renchen, Yao Renchen, Yao Ziyo, Yao Ziyo. And they're saying, we want our human rights, we want our freedom. And they're out there yelling it at the top of their lungs. And by the way, not thinking about tinnitus. and it seems like the Chinese people are demanding their freedom right now. They're tearing down those fences, those barricade fences that are keeping them stuck in their communities. Many cases where they're tearing them down or just busting open the gate and just walking out. It's happening throughout China. I mean, this could be a really big thing for our world. It may be a challenge first, but yeah, people seem to be wanting their freedom. So what if that was you, and you've been locked down? Maybe you feel you've been oppressed and you need to move forward and do something, really worthwhile and not be afraid anymore. Just get out there and do it. And that's what these people are doing. I mean, they're risking being killed or having being put in jail, or even their family being penalized or put in jail because they got out there and defied the government. There's I know that when it comes to politics, I know there's a lot of different political views, so I don't want to dive too deep into politics. But more, this channel is about tinnitus, but I just wanted to bring that up because I study Chinese and get you to think about if you had to be called into action. Maybe today is the day. You're going to be called into action to set your mind to do something that's really worthwhile and put the tinnitus more and more into the background and get up and do it because you deserve it, right? Okay, that's my video for today. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.